Every great athlete, at some point during their journey, think about their legacy and how they'll be remembered. Some get their jersey retired, others inducted into the Hall of Fame. But for a very select few, they get what some consider the ultimate achievement, a statue. Now in this episode, we travel to just outside Chicago, Illinois, to see how legends become immortal. I'm Leland, welcome to Sports Dissected, the series. All right, squad, so now we're joined by Mr. Omri Amrany. Why bronze?
Well, first of all, marble will not survive in the Chicago weather or most of the weather in the northern hemisphere of the continent. There's no chance, not in the form that we are creating. Stainless steel is acceptable, like we did with the Detroit Tigers. It has its cost. Regular bronze is classic and has more issues of maintenance. White bronze is a very interesting subject. It's a very difficult material to work with. It has a very special uniqueness. It resembles the quality of like the white marble. It talks about the shadows of the sculpture. And what people don't understand, most of the elements in sculpting is the shadows. It depends what you create. When you create, every piece has its own relationship and experiments and agreement between the art, the commissioner, and the artist.
All right, squad, so I'm here with Ms. Julie Rotblatt Amrany of the Fine Art Studio, Rotblatt Amrany. Mm-hmm. Get that right? Mm-hmm. You are the one of the main sculptors and co-founders of the studio, right? Mm-hmm. Talk to me about how did we even get here?
Omri and I met 1985 in Italy. We both had gone there from different parts of the world to learn how to carve marble. So we decided to come back to Chicago because my family was here. After a few years, or a couple of years, we started a studio, which was about a mile from here. We rented a space and we kept growing in number of spaces. Then we decided to invest in this building that was kind of given to us through the Army. We got the Michael Jordan Commission in 1994.
Which is the first sports?
That was the first sports job that we had. And we were in a different facility completely because it was secret.
Okay.
Nobody could come into the space.
It's MJ.
Right, they didn't want the newspapers or the media to get a hold of it.
Do you remember, I guess, getting that first call or can you walk me through that process of getting that commission?
Yeah, I mean, every commission is different, meaning that, for example, the Kobe Commission, I mean, we've done as a team over 10 projects for them, whether it was for the Lakers or the LA Kings.
You mentioned Kobe. Can we talk about the process on?
This was the original clay head from the large piece. It's a 19-foot installation. It went through a lot of iterations. From the very beginning, you know, he was still alive when the commission started. He wanted, you know, a specific pose that came from different photographs from the game that he scored 81 points in. But there were so many different shots that the Lakers had from the games, you know, that I kind of made a combination.
Football season is in full swing and the contenders are starting to separate themselves. No matter which team you cheer for, each week has a plethora of marquee matchups. Being a Texas boy, I'm looking forward to the Texans and Cowboys showdown in a few weeks. Gametime makes it super easy for me to catch the action, using the new Gametime Picks feature that filters through thousands of tickets only to show me amazing seats at an amazing price. I can search through cheapest seats, great deals, and even get a view of my seats before I purchase. The best thing about it? There's no hidden fees with Gametime's all-in price up front. Gametime also extends to things like concerts, comedy, and theater, so they've got you covered. Start saving today by downloading the app, creating an account, and using the code Sports Dissected for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and use code Sports Dissected for $20 off. Download Gametime today and start saving. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
You know, once you get the piece honed in, everything's in the right place, you have the right proportion, then you start to go for your likeness or details in the arms where you want veins showing or muscles, etc. So then we start to use, these tools that can refine and go into places where your fingers would just mush it up, and it wouldn't be very defined. Like if you get to the eyes, you start to carve out and, work flat surfaces or get texture. Or large flat tools, to get more uniformity in the form.
Okay, so what we have here is a sculpture that's almost done with a rubber mold part of the sculpture, and you can see Eddie is putting here all those parts. It's a separate sections with the key elements into it, because over that there will come the plaster, the hard shell. When he will be done to put the plaster, then he will take all the pieces out, will clean them, and will ship them to the foundry to cast the bronze.
What does the process look like for installing?
Every one of our pieces going through engineering. The night we finished to install Dirk Nowitzki, the kabuki curtain did not fit because the sculpture popped out of the curtain. That night the storm came. It was a 65-mile-an-hour wind. The sculpture is standing on a base in an angle, and now on the sculpture you got this giant tarp, and the tarp is act like it's a sail in a storm in the ocean. And the whole night the sculpture was like this. And I parked outside and watching it all night long. That's installation. It's still standing there.
All right, squad, so I'm here with Mr. Boyer, the VP of Operations at the AAC, right?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. It's been an early morning, but I'm pushing through. Obviously, we're here for the statue unveil and install. What kind of factors, or what are you kind of thinking about going into this, and how far in advance are you guys planning?
So we plan these statues about a year in advance, because there's lots of things that involve in site prep, being what's in the soil. You have to dig down and find out what's underneath. We have some pretty good drawings for this place, but the drawings don't always show what's underground. So there's quite a bit of advanced planning that is required before you can put these statues up. As it relates to the statue, like I said, there's a lot to it. You have to involve engineers and architects, and the orientation of where the statue is, how the lighting is going to hit it, what it looks like when people are walking up. There was a lot of thought put into kind of the angle and the orientation, and Omri did a great job at controlling all that and bringing his vision to life. Originally, we talked about potentially having a closed perimeter with a statue inside of it where people could not get close to them. But we decided that, we really wanted people to be able to get close and touch and feel, take photos, all those things. So we cut these pass-throughs in, design this, position them in a way that's offset to the side so people could actually have a path to travel to get into and get close to, take photos with.
What is the life cycle of a statue, like a projected life cycle, with good maintenance, and then also with little to no maintenance?
Well, hold a second. They pulled out two warriors from the Greek era from 300 BC from the Mediterranean Sea next to Bari in Italy. So that's, 2,300 years now? And when they pulled them out, they just cleaned them up and put them in a museum.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. Some people say that there are sculptures that done 15,000 years ago. You have caves in France that people sculpted and painted from 30, 40,000 years ago. You decide how long Michael Jordan is going to stand there. What are you going to do with all of those sculptures, the 300 sculptures that we did worldwide, when the stadiums will no longer be? I hope they will put them in museums.
What does the maintenance look like? You kind of mentioned that the Lakers have a lot of upkeep. They do a lot of upkeep. What is
they're constant. They have a team that come every year and maintain the quality of the color, they clean the pieces, etc. They put a lot of effort for it.
How is it cleaned?
I would say everyone has different method. Most of the people just first wash it with water and they analyze what needs to do. If they need to beautify the patina again, if not, they just need to seal it and wax it or whatever they need to do. And if you don't maintain the piece, then you have to go and restore it. If you maintain it, you just have to do less, but more times.